Hi, I'm AJ and welcome to AJ's Farm, where today we're going to be doing some desk stuff. So, yeah, what I got here is the brand new 2023 Steiner book. Steiner, new parts for old tractors. Let me sit down. Restore your classic Ellis Chalmers, Case, Co-op, Cockshut, Ford, International, Farmall, John Deere, Massey Ferguson, Massey Harris, Avery, Mini Mo, White, and Oliver. So, yeah. There's some pretty cool stuff, but I wanted to open up here, flip through, and see some of the new pictures they have here. So they've got, looks to be a good old D19, a D21, looks like a crawler, looks like a WD or WD-45 row crop, but it doesn't have the row crop tires, and a B with steel wheels, probably from 37, 38. So yeah. And then over here we've got like an old something, I don't know the numbered series, I only know the lettered number and the lettered. So yeah. I think that's all the pictures in the Steiner book. I'll just take a look here. Yep, that's it. So that's the Steiner book. Let's pop that up out of the way. Let's see if I got those all. So these are my 3 sharpening stones. This one's a coarse stone. I don't know what grit, it's just coarse. This one is my non-coarse stone, it's my smooth stone, and this one's my concrete stone, which is pretty smooth. So let me move my snack out of the way. But I have this hatchet, which it's a east wing. It's a pretty cool hatchet. I like it. I can open it here. There we go. I haven't sharpened it in a while, but it's not very sharp. It won't even cut hair. But it's a good chopping hatchet. It's really fun. But that's that. We've got a 4.5 pound axe head. It actually goes this way. I run it on the stone, so we're going to try and clean that up maybe a little bit with the stones. It's somewhat sharp back here, but it's not the best up here, so we'll give that a little shine up. Let's see if I can set that down. And then I got this little knife that my dad found, which I think is pretty cool. It's pretty comfortable. The blade portion here is about 3 inches, but the full length from tang to tip is probably 5 inches. So 5.5. I got a little taping device. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4-inch blade. It's 4 inches from tang to tip, so that isn't that bad. I mean, 4 inches, that's long, but not that long, so that's what. No, don't start there. Not today. But yeah, we'll give this hatchet a little brush up. I mean, she's got a lot of sap and crap all over it, but we'll give her a little shine up. But not tonight. It's bedtime, so this is the intro to the video, and I will pick you guys up tomorrow where we will actually be doing some work with these. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Alright, so I'm back, and it's the next day. Hello, welcome back everybody. Let's move some stuff out of the way. Alright. So, I hope everybody's day has been going well. It's the next day, as I said. And I feel a lot better. But, I do have a whetstone. But I'm not going to use the whetstone because I don't have a supply of water. And, let's move this out of the way here. We'll put you over here. But, yeah, so I think I'm going to start with this stone, and we're going to work on the axe head. So, let's get these moved out of the way. And, yeah. If you can see, this is a mark here. This is the edge of the frame, and this is the other edge of the frame. I have two marks here just for reference so I can see. But what I do is, I have a spot. That's a pretty high degree because I have a ground to a pretty high degree right there on that edge. So, I mean, if I were to set this up, if I can make it stand, if I can make that stay, and let's grab a piece of paper. Let me cut it in half. I'll do that off camera. There we go. And I take it, and I just run it across the edge. Now this part, as you saw, was sharp. If you look at that edge right there, that is a good edge. That edge I started to pull, that's a good edge. I started to pull. Right here is where I started on the back. You can see where the back was just a lot rougher and it just wasn't cutting right. So yeah, so that's that. It's not very sharp, but I'm gonna get you guys set up to where I can actually do this without reaching all the way across my desk here, and we'll figure that out. So yeah, let's figure that stuff out. Alright, well, I moved you guys so I'm not over here, if you can see that. Goodbye. But I'm actually back here. So, yeah. Let me kind of get you guys refocused here. Oh, wow, that's perfect. Right there. Okay. So, as I was saying, my edge, see how there's a gap right there? Here, let me find my pencil. See how there's a gap? Kind of. Here. Alright, I zoomed you guys in, but if you can see there's a gap here when I hold this kind of level. But if I bring it up, that gap right there keeps closing and closing till right there it closes. So that's like a, I don't know, pretty good degree. And then you just start slowly teetering your way back and forth across it until you get a smooth edge. And I'll show you. You just kind of start working like that. And I will grab my water cup. And I basically just take my straw and throw a little water across it. And then just kind of set the stone in some water and rub it in. Then set the stone in more water there. And I just kind of start working. And you'll slowly start to get an edge. So, yeah. That's just what I like to do. Or, I like to take this and kind of back you guys up here. Well, back you up. I usually like to take the stone and work it that way. So, I'll bring you guys back when I got a pretty good edge on it. So you guys don't need to listen to that gnarly, nasty sound. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in seconds for you and minutes for me. Well, you guys, it's been about 5-10 minutes, and I kind of gave up on it. I think I'm going to go with, get a sharpening wheel and just basically have a wheel to sharpen that, because I'm not going to do that. But I will show you guys kniffies. So, and my hatchet too, because that's a lot easier to sharpen than an axe head. So let me show you guys that, and I'll get my area cleaned up here, and I'll be back in about 2 seconds. So actually on my stone, there are two different. This one's pretty gritty. It's got some sparkly stuff in it. I don't like that edge. I like this one. I've worn this one down pretty good. This stone's getting pretty old. It's actually a lot older than me. But if you guys have seen other videos, I have a knife collection that sits over there. And this knife is not very sharp. It's easier to see. Look at that. It's a frickin' butter knife. Look at that. Won't even slice it. I mean, it will. Don't get me wrong. It will bust through some drawing paper, but I'll put you guys on a little time lapse and some music if I can get some music. But I will put you guys on a time lapse, and you guys will get to have the process of sharpening. But it's the same thing as that, but at a lesser degree. So I'll show you the degrees, kind of how you want your knife. You don't want your knife laying flat on the stone, or else you'll grind your back part here. You'll be grinding this back part on the stone, and you don't want it too deep, because then you'll ruin your sliced edge. And for when you're cutting stuff, you usually have your knife like this, but if you want some fine, precise work and you want to put your hand down, you have your finger here to kind of help yourself guide along. And it's not for stabbing either, because then you can slice yourself. Don't want to do that. So I will get you guys set up to kind of show you how to figure out the edge and the mark and all that fun stuff. So let's do that. Alright, so I've zoomed you guys in to kind of show you what you want. So when you have this, you don't want that. You kind of want to pick it up a little, just a couple degrees. I'll show you on the back side. Just a couple degrees like that, maybe as tall as your finger or a little less, about half your finger. And then what I do is I put a little pressure down here, and I do 1 forward and 1 back. Or you can do 5 forward, 5 back. And you do that edge back and forth a lot until you get a sharp edge. And when you get a sharp edge, then you move on to your next stone, which my next stone is this one, because this one's another stone. And then I move on to my concrete stone, which is smoother than glass. It is glass, but that'll get a really nice edge. And then I take a piece of leather that I have over here somewhere, and I take that and I just run the edge over it a couple times, and that's it. Throw that over there. So yeah, I'll put you guys on a time lapse of that if I can, and let's get rolling. Well, I spent a couple minutes on it, as you saw, and I ain't getting nowhere. This is crappy metal. It's China metal. You can't make an edge on it. When you lose an edge on China metal, and you just, it's so hard to get it back. I spent probably 5 minutes on this stone here. I spent at least 5 minutes on the concrete stone, and I just wasn't getting nowhere. Or the hard stone. the rough stone. Then I tried this one to try and get it to shine it back, and it didn't work. And I didn't even bother to try this one because, well, you guys already know. So let's ditch that idea, and we'll put this thing back, and I'll put that on the whetstone to give that thing an actual good, yeah, it's China steel, so it's crappy. I'll probably run it through the Fiskars, which this thing, they're okay. I mean, you have to sit there for 30 minutes to try and run it through it a whole bunch to try and get that. What this does is it takes away burrs and all like chunks if you hit a piece of metal accidentally, or you cut on metal and it dulls it, or it leaves a scar in it. Then you kind of probably want to run it through this. So, what is that? Semi. Yep, it unloads. But yeah, that I'll probably try that with, but I'll show you guys how to sharpen a hatchet. Now, I usually run this thing through a file, but I've started to run it through stones last year, so we'll run it through the stone right here. We'll run it through that one. And I'll put this little pad. This pad seems to work alright. And like I said, I just use my cup in the background here. Cup and metal straw, and just kind of put some suction on this end, put my tongue over it, and just let my tongue off and slowly drop water. So that's what I do. Or you can use your saliva. Your saliva is the best because it's a better lubricant. Now, I'm not going to go, no, just don't go anywhere with that. And it lasts longer. We're not going to go there either. But if you know, you know. We're not going to go there either. So, yeah, it just lasts longer on the stone. The stone doesn't soak it up as much either. So, yeah, but we won't go there. And what I do is I just kind of hold that edge and kind of and I just cut myself a little bit. Just shaved. And I mean, this thing, it'll cut through almost anything. Well, it will. Jesus. Just cut it already. But why won't you just... It's not sharp enough, but I mean, it'll chop, and we'll go do a video, but we'll go do a video. I just went back in time. We'll just do we will do a video on my hatchet, and when I get a handle on the axe head, we will definitely do a video on that. And I mean, this thing, this was pretty flat and gnarlied out here, so I kind of ground that down a little bit. This edge was, this right here was all messed up, this edge here I ground down. I should have went all the way down, but I ground it down to make it square. And I did, yeah, I did, if you look, I did kind of see that shiny. I did grind that end down too. But I'm gonna take you guys off the stand and I'll show you outside. That is outside from my upstairs bedroom. That is rain. It was beautiful a couple days ago, now it's nasty. And yes, this is my desk, books, all kinds of stuff, office stuff, balsa wood, because that's it. Oh, chalkboard, John Deere runs like a deer. Nothing runs like a deer. AMA, American Motorcycle Association. Water cup, that's like, I'll show you, it's like the size of my head. It's huge. Put in perspective. So yeah. Next, we're going to get into my knife box. This video is already going long enough, but we're going to get into my knife box. Kniffy. So, yeah. We'll grab this thing, and I'll show you the contents in that. Alright, I don't know if you can hear in the background, but there's music, so, yeah. Well, let's get shiny wallet. We will reach into the deep depths of my pockets and grab out the key. Now my brother has one of my knives, but it's actually his. So you guys have probably seen it here before if you've been watching my channel long enough. But yeah. Anyways, we've got. Well, guys, it's actually a couple hours later. I had to go do some things, but this is my knife collection. As I was saying, we'll start with this little beauty. Focus, yeah. This little beauty is goodbye. This little knife is just a little ball bearing knife. Really cool. I like to carry it, and that's about all I know about it. This is a cross trail knife, fixed blade, really cool knife. I like it. It's sharp, very fun to use. The next knife is, we'll save that one for last. This is just a regular China knife that I have. It's somewhat sharp. Just close it by the little clip right there. Just throw it in your pocket on your way to go do something. This is my army knife. Spring assist. Like a 4-inch blade almost. Let me actually measure it here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3.5 inches. Somewhat sharp. But that's a fun knife too. Like to carry it every once in a while. We'll go with this one. My aunt got me this knife. It's non-spring assist, but small, compact. Got the little knob that you can fling it open with. But as I said, not spring assist, so there's no opening right there. We'll go with this knife. This knife I got for Christmas a couple years ago. It's a pretty sharp knife, somewhat. It's just a regular old Meyer Walmart knife. That's really cool. I like the wood, like ebony wood grain on it. That's pretty cool. We'll go with this knife. This is my true knife. It's kind of dirty. This is like my work knife. As you can tell, it's all scratched up and all messed up, but that's my work knife. I wear that to work. But that's a very fun knife. It's very like light. I mean, little flick of the wrist, it's open. This knife is an older knife, non-spring assist, of course. I don't have very many spring assist knives. I've broken them or lost them, but that's like my knife that this was my work knife before the true knife. And I always carried this little baby. All steel, really cool. I enjoy carrying it every once in a while. This is my little work pro, like for out in the shop. That's usually where this thing stays. It's somewhat sharp, pretty cool. Little 2.5-inch blade, fun to carry. Very compact, good for opening boxes. We'll go with the odd one of the bunch. This is fingernail clippers. They're just little fingernail clippers with scissors. If I can close it. Hold on, let's figure that. There it goes. And a little knife and a file. So yeah, that's the odd one out of the bunch. This is, yeah, I know, boo slavery, but somewhat okay slavery. But I mean, what I mean by that is boo slavery for them, like holding them hostage and not paying them. But yes, slavery for having them, for if they were to pay them, and we won't get into that. But this is my other spring assist knife. It's not sharp. I mean, it opens boxes, but and it's got the seatbelt cutter on it. Somewhat cool. It's like my favorite blue, kinda, right there. But yeah, I don't carry that one out much. We'll go with this one. A friend gave this one to me. It's somewhat sharp. Got the American flag on it, both sides with the bald eagle right there. It's like a Chinese Indian knife that they make them all across things. I have one that has Elvis Presley on it that I keep locked up. And then we'll go show my dad's little Zippo that he gave me that needs to be restored because it needs a new flint. That's all it needs, really. I have a Zippo in my trailer that has it, but we'll go. I don't remember how I do this. This one you can't do it because it's springy, but and then we'll go with this one's not the last one. This one's somewhat sharp. It's my first knife, my first ever pocket knife. But yeah, that's my first ever pocket knife right there. Pretty cool knife. I like it. I like the wood texture. I always carried this thing around a lot. This knife has been everywhere with me almost. And my last and favorite knife comes in this little cloth sheath. It's got a little hook on it. And if some of you have known the Boy Scouts for a long time, that right there is the Cub Scout, Boy Scout symbol. Well, the Boy Scout. But it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. Got the knife, it's somewhat sharp. Got the bottle opener hook and the kill you hook. The little pick right there, and a screwdriver with the bottle opener as well. So yeah, that's my knife collection. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little desk video to fill in kind of the stuff, some stuff, but hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, God bless to everybody. And have a great night or morning or whatever you're doing. So yeah, God bless everybody. Have a great one.